And do we always look here? Do we sometimes look here if we're telling a secret story?
Oh, you
like,
can
it's almost
go,
like,
yeah.
shh, don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Is that like, no, but
Perfect.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, perfect. All right.
Okay. All right. Welcome to our show. We don't have a name for it yet. Did we think of a name for it
I
yet?
don't think we do.
Well, it's going to have cooking. It's going to have Sexy Eddy. It's going to have Chef Eric. And we're going to be here doing the sexy sauce. We're going to have guests, which we didn't talk to yet. So maybe we'll never have guests. We're going to find out as the shows go on. And again, this is our pilot project, our projet pilote. So we'll see how it goes. That's why we don't have a fancy decor background or anything yet. But we're going to be cutting vegetables, doing stuff, preparing the sexy sauce, which again, 100% of the profits go to organizations. And we're on our 13th organization already. So we've raised $6,500. That's crazy. We've had like special donations from Frank, our pepper guy. We've had the ginger donations. We had not the redheads, but the root that we've used in our sauces. So again, things are going well. When you keep doing good things come back to you. And I think that's what's happening here at the Sexy Sauce. So, but we're going to be doing stuff live. We said, why not show you guys what we do? That's why we're the only show that we don't care what we look like. We got the hair nets, the beard nets, the gloves, but we got to do this by the book. If not, we might get canceled. Okay. So, yeah.
Stay protected. Stay safe.
Without further ado, I don't know, we start ripping some vegetables apart. And,
we will start doing the red peppers that are roasted. Now we're going to have to peel them while we're talking. Yeah, so already the steps that we've done, we've chopped up a lot of vegetables. We cut up the garlic, we cut up onions. Those are in the oven and they're roasting right now. But we're going to be working on these peppers. And so again, first step, so I do it properly. We're just going to drain them and just ripping the extra burnt skin off. Yep. We got it roasted so it has that little... give that little smoky taste in our peri-peri sauce. So what we're working on right now, this is going to be for the peri-peri sauce, correct? Exactly. Our newest, our 5th flavor of the sexy sauces. And again, a project that started with just 2 flavors. And then it's been multiplying exponentially with the fans that have been writing in and wanting more. Even a lot of wrestlers, they're like, man, we want more of this. We started this just to raise some money for a local foundation. It was a soup kitchen in Lachine where we live. And it's from there it started. We gave a first $500. And you know what? It felt pretty good giving that money, you know? So we were like, man, maybe we could do this again. And then the people that were commenting and really wanting more sexy sauce, hey, man, we want more of this. It just encouraged us to keep going and keep giving. So again, it's a lot of fun. I haven't given a lot of stuff in my life. Back then I was a taker. I was what the girls call a jerk, a heartbreaker. But, I decided as I get older, as I get wiser, you decide to maybe turn a new leaf, and maybe there's things I can do to help society and help others. And so all the money, again, we raise from selling the sexy sauce, it goes to charity, 100% of the profits. We got to pay for, the normal stuff like the bottles, the labels, and the ingredients. But as we're going, like I said, some people are even donating some ingredients, donating peppers because they see what we're doing. You can also follow us on our Facebook page, and you can see the progress that we're doing. You can follow along and see, with the different groups we've donated to and helped out. And some of those groups have, in return, helped us out. So it's a lot of fun. Again, when you do good stuff comes back to you. I'm a strong believer in that. Just do good things in life. It's not how much you give or whatever. But it's what you do. So it's the actions go a long, long way. Indeed, it is. It does. So how do we get started again? Like we just met, and
it's an origin story, everybody.
Story. We're starting there.
Yeah, we're starting there. We're going to start at the beginning because that's where all good stories start at. I'm not saying this is going to be a good story, but it's going to be an interesting story. If you want some history, some facts, again, my version might be totally off of Eric's. Eric's will correct me because a lot of times in public, I'm drunk. It's hard for me to be sexy and be sober in life. So I go through life with a bottle in my bag all the time. We met on first off, you were an IWS fan, right? But we started talking on the bus. We're both coming back from work I think it was coming back from work probably. And again, correct me when I'm wrong. I'm saying when I'm wrong because I know I'm usually wrong. My wife says I'm always wrong. I'm used to it now. That we were just, I was on my phone looking very busy playing Angry Birds. And he came up and asked me and said, hey, are you Eddie? You do wrestling and stuff, right? And
Yes.
I spotted him. He had a jacket on. And he had an IWS logo on it, which I was like, hey, wait a minute. I've been with IWS since the beginning, since over 25 years, and I don't even have a spiffy jacket like that. So I don't know where he got this jacket, but I didn't get one. So we kind of started talking. That opened that was the icebreaker of the conversation. Mm-hmm. And I said, a cool wrestling fan. And he's like, oh, I didn't want to bother you. You look busy. And I'm like, busy? I'm just on my phone, man. If you're a fan of professional wrestling, and if you're a fan especially of independent wrestling, support the local scene and everything, then man, I have plenty of time for you. And so a couple of times we'd meet up on the bus, like we're coming back from work, we're talking wrestling, talking life, like we do when we're in the kitchen together. But then after that, I think you were mentioning you were making some hot sauce. Like you're just like, hey, you like hot sauce? Because I just made a big batch, and I'm like, that's totally cool, because right there. So I already knew we liked wrestling, but I also have a love of hot sauce, but I never thought of actually. There was a talks of making it in the States actually a long time ago when I mentioned to him I wanted to do a project with Four Loko, the alcohol and a sauce company, but they were just going to put my likeness on the bottle of me bleeding or whatever and sell it as a sauce. You don't get to taste it or nothing. You're just on a label. Here, so when he gave me the hot sauce that night, I was like, damn, this is good. We could do something. And that's when I said, you know what? The idea is back in motion. My drunk hamster got on the wheel, started running, and the ideas came after that. And we were talking, hey, man, we got to do something. And we both liked the idea of the project. We talked about it. We were like, hey, if we're giving the profits to charities, and this is something we could do on the side, sell at wrestling shows. And you know what? It's different. It's something we talk about marketing, especially in wrestling, how you got to market yourself or you got to market the things you're selling, because everyone will have a t-shirt, but there was no hot sauces. And when it's for a special cause, I think that makes people, even if they don't like hot sauce, they will encourage you to buy it. And sometimes, again, if you don't like it, someone will like it when they come over. And when they see in your fridge, they open it up and there's a guy in his underwear on the bottle. People be like, I want a taste of that. I don't know why. People see a man in his underwear and they want a taste of that.
Appetizing.
So it's yeah, exactly. Whoops, I put the gunk in there. See, when I talk too much, you got to focus. You put the bad stuff on the side and the good stuff in the middle. Yeah. That's what we're showing you. Look at these beautiful peppers. Yeah. Delicious. Again, all fresh ingredients that go into the SeXXXy sauce. There's no preservatives in there. That's why once you buy it, you open it, you got to refrigerate it. So back to the, how did we meet again? You know what? You keep going with the story.
Exactly.
You keep going, because I talk a lot.
So yeah, from there, like we started, sold a whole bunch of the first batch. I didn't believe at first I was going to sell more than the first batch. I'm like, maybe we'll do a couple of batches. It's going to be done, one and done, whatever. A month after, sold out. Can we make more? People want more. Cool, perfect. Doing a second batch, then third batch, then fourth batch. Donations keep going. We're deciding, okay, well, how about we do other types of flavors? Doing 2 other ones. Again, donations. We keep getting better. And right now we are at our fifth sauce, the peri peri one.
So tell us what this first ones that started again, just to jog my memory. Yeah, I think it was the ginger
and the jerk one.
Yeah, so the ginger is made with the habanero pepper.
Exactly?
Yeah.
Ginger
and the go ahead.
So yeah, it's ginger, turmeric, and habanero. Yeah. The jerk is made with the Scotch bonnet.
And so one thing we try to do too is each flavor of sauce using a different pepper. We kind of think that makes it a little special too. And just like they're all our, just like, nobody has a favorite child. So these are all our children. They're all our favorite sauces. We do have some preferences, but again, it's like they're all our babies. So for us, so our peri peri, it is our 5th one.
Yeah.
So and then after that, we made our 2 another ones. So the first 2 that we first started with, the ginger and the jerk. And then we expanded. We said, hey, maybe we need to get a little spicier.
That's the thing. Some people want it hotter. Some people want it milder. So we went both ways. And decided to do one jalapeno one, which is a bit milder, and the mango ghost, which is extremely hot, well, very much hotter than what we have normally. That way, well, everyone's pretty much happy.
Yeah.
And from there, it just continued. I couldn't believe it myself. It takes a lot of time, but at the same time, we're all having fun doing this. I think that will continue until it becomes boring, which I don't think it will stop right now. And there's plenty of opportunities. And from there, well, you realize that people that help want to be helped and help also. So community-wise, we discovered that people that we gave to donations and everything, they've been very generous with sharing what their system, what they do, their daily reality. And from there, it made us discover a whole lot of people that are very passionate about their foundation and the way they work for. So that's one of the things that I really loved about it. It just made me discover that there's still hope for this world.
And one thing too, I really realized with this project, which we started, it's a little over 2.5 years ago.
Yep.
I think we started near the beginning of the summer, so 2.5 years ago. Yeah, so 2.5 years ago.
End of May.
Sometimes, yeah, something could get boring or whatever, but even if we realize sometimes it's a little more tedious, a little more hard work. When we do give that check and we got that kind of that warm feeling like, hey, we kind of did something good in the society, not just for ourselves. It kind of makes you want to go again and do it again. So I think just like wrestling, when you do wrestling matches, one thing people will realize, like, there's no other high, there's no other great feeling that you can get when you're performing, when you love to perform and you love doing something, you're so passionate about something. It's almost like it's a lot less work to do. So selling these sauces is I love selling it because I love the product myself. So and I'm able to be passionate about it. People will buy, and that's what makes it so easy to sell, and it sells itself. And especially since we started getting better, we're getting better at what we do. We're being more efficient. I love bringing samples, and instead of telling someone how good something is, here, have a taste. Which at the beginning, we didn't know. People were just encouraging us to buy the bottles. But now we have some of our flavors on hand. You can try them. And then you know what? Like right there, after you try them, even if it's not your cup of tea, well, we have this other flavor. Oh, so I like this one. And again, people, a lot of times, their reaction surprises me of how good they will come up and say, this is, and again, no joke, I'm quoting, this is the best sauce I have ever tasted in my life. On my mother's grave, they'll even say, no,
I don't know why they would taste it on their mother's grave, though.
Yeah, that's a weird combination.
That's kind of weird.
But people have really they love our sauce. So, I mean, again, it motivates and it makes us want to keep going. So again, this is something that I thought of as wrestlers. You need to market yourself differently. And even speaking of marketing, we were like, how much do we sell a bottle of hot sauce? For the amount, the 355 milliliters, I mean, you go to a store or you go at a festival or you know, some places, and the bottles are being sold for a lot more.
Way more.
And but one thing we realize is that, look, wrestling fans, they're a special breed. You know, and I don't want to say what type of special I'm referring to. Let's use all of them. But you know, sometimes they don't have as much money as other people. Like, I'm sure if you're a Canadians fan, if you're at the games regularly, you got way too much money. You need to buy some sexy sauce. But again, if you're an independent wrestling fan, you know, maybe you don't make that much money or whatever. We wanted to make something that was tasty. That was number one. It had to be tasting good. Number two, something that's affordable. And we wanted to keep it affordable, even though it's been for 2.5 years. We did not raise our prices. We wanted to keep it the same. And the third thing was, we're doing this for charity. So with those three ideas in mind and those three values, I think if anything strays away from those values, then we tend to not go in that direction. Like when people want to try and make a profit off something that we're doing, we're putting all the work and like, hey, we can market it like this. And you know what? We've had to decline, let's say, some opportunities because, first off, again, like we say, we're doing this because we're passionate about it. But we have our regular 9-to-5 jobs, and on the weekend, I need to make time for wrestling, you know, or we want to make time for family life and having fun in life too. So we don't have time to do this as a regular 9-to-5. So again, we want to keep this fun, and it's surprising, but after 2.5 years, and we're still having fun, and we still have stuff to talk about.
Always.
I think at the beginning when Eric was like mentioning, hey, I don't want to bother you a few times and get some text. I don't want to bother you, but I just this, that. And I was like, hey, dude, we don't have to just talk about sauce. I was like, there was a point, I don't know when it happened, but that we just weren't acquaintances anymore. We weren't just business partners. We became friends. And it was kind of one of those bromances and like, oh, we're blushing right now. At least we're texting so we don't see, face to face. But yeah, and you have to be cool with the person you're working with, because again, this is, let's say, an 8 hours we're putting together. Yep. Again, Eric's wife is there too. She's a little camera shy now, but she might do a cameo after a couple drinks. We never know. But that's the thing. It has to be fun for everybody and not tedious. So again, over 2.5 years, we're still having fun. We became friends from this, and it's cool. Like, it's just.
And here we are now, and pretty much like every time that we do these things here, we just talk about this, that, and the other thing. We talk about our daily life, whatever. We speak a lot wrestling because that's what we do. Good idea.
This show is brought to you by Bad Decisions. Like bad decisions, just the minor ones. Maybe I was just looking at the menu. I didn't touch anything. A light decision.
So that's pretty much what we do all the time when we do these hot sauce. Speaking of marketing, actually, like we talked about the hot sauce and everything. What else do you have? What else did you have in your career in terms of merch?
Again,
that was
I'm mixing up the gunk with the good stuff. And we're trying to talk and do two things. I realized early on in life that I can only do one thing at a time. Breathing and walking for me is very difficult. It's very challenging. So right now I'm doing a lot of stuff. But this is something that we do for the community, like we said. But again, wrestlers, especially when you're starting out, you're not making any money. You're spending money. You're spending money on your courses, your training. You're spending money on your gear. So you're not making money, and promoters aren't giving you gas money yet. You might be getting paid peanuts, if anything. You just want to wrestle, and as much as you can wrestle. So some options are to have merchandise. And so again, what I do sell on the side, my t-shirts, my pictures, and the newly made stickers, which again, Eric designed for me. Those are all things that it's extra money in our pockets. So that's the thing, because we're, again, believe it or not, in professional wrestling, if you call it, even though it's choreographed and stuff, accidents do happen. Injuries do happen often. And you're giving your neck to the person that you're working with. And your goal, again, together is to try and make the best show possible. And you're not there to hurt anyone like in other sports. But you want your career to last as long as possible. So you got to make some extra money. You want to have some extra fun, because by the time you go drive 6 hours out, you're buying a meal somewhere, stopping for gas and everything. Like, you want to be driving with a good crew, and you want to make some extra money. So merchandise is very important. And even we're talking about that of, first time selling a t-shirt. Again, I'm from the old school. So back in the day, our t-shirts were $20. I got kids now, I see them with $35. Again, the price of inflation did go up, but because I'm so old school, it's hard for me to mark my shirt up that high. I'm always, maybe I would say I'm humble, but I'm like, kind of like, who the heck am I? Who's going to buy, a $50 t-shirt from me? So I kind of, you realize sometimes that there's a sweet spot in making merchandise, and figuring out how do I maximize my sales, and how do I, make the most money possible? Because there's a balance. If you sell it for too high, you're not going to sell anything. And if you sell it if you sell your products doesn't look good, again, people have a choice of whose stuff to buy. So you want to have something that attracts the fans and that's unique to yourself. Again, there's some wrestlers, again, if they have brightly colored hair, have a t-shirt that represents you. Have a brightly colored t-shirt. Have something, that makes you unique, that shows it, because that's what people want. They want to have a piece of the wrestler and they have something that represents them and stuff. So when you got to make your prices and things like that, again, I get it. I'm not a hot young chick. So I cannot sell, let's say, certain things of me at a certain price. And again, I'm from the old school, so my prices may be lower, but I'm always like, when you got the choice of a sexy Eddy, or you got some up and comer, I'd buy the up and comer stuff. But that's why maybe my prices are still old school. For me, $25, I'm like, I feel like that's a lot. But again, it's a normal price. And some people, like I said, go up to $35. Again, it depends on what you've done. It depends on where you've been. So again, all the power to you. If you can make the most money, if you can maximize your sales, then that's great. Even like with the stickers that Eric created for me, it was hard to get a price. Or some people sell them for $5, example. And I'm like, I feel like I'm ripping people off. But that's just maybe the cheapskate in me. That's just like, would I buy a sticker for $5? Probably not. So for me, I guess I made my prices according to a frugal sexy Eddy. So
cheap goes both ways, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So that's all. So, but like I say, the sauces is one project, but the t-shirts and stickers, while you're helping this old independent wrestler, take care of some of my bills on my end. And again, for what we do, because sometimes, we do have to go to the hospital and things like that happen. But it does pay for the massage therapy, for the for the orthopedist, for whatever, anything we need, and for my orthopenis also. Okay. That's very important too, because that's part of my character. So it has to pay the bills. So different stuff that you help, you're supporting and encouraging independent wrestlers. So again, whatever the price is, just know that you're helping wrestlers in need. And if you enjoyed the show, it's a little bonus. You get a little souvenir to bring back home, and you get a little piece of us. Because there's always a little bit of like in our designs, in our ideas that went on to give merchandise for you guys. There's representative about the characters, and when some people start, I know some people that made, let's say, example, their first wrestling t-shirt design. Yep. They went and made 200 t-shirts because, hey, we're going to save money in the long run. But after you sold about 25 t-shirts, 30 t-shirts, maybe up to 50, even if it's a great print, people want to see what the next thing is. And you realize that, oh, maybe I saved money, but now I got t-shirts. I'm going to be giving these t-shirts for Halloween in kids' candy bags because I can't sell them anymore. I just made too many. So it's things you learn along the way that you got to see. How much should I make? When is it time to make a new logo? When am I at my peak in wrestling? So, because if you got too many superstars on the show that you're doing, then most likely, and especially if there's a guest that's from another place, from TNA, from AEW, that's on the show, or former WWE, probably people will save their money to buy some of their merch. So your merch might not sell that show. So you got to take all that into consideration. And again, if they're selling their pictures for $20, don't try and sell yours for $20 that night. Again, you got to realize the pecking order and the hierarchy of wrestling, that they've done a lot more than us. So, they can charge whatever they want. And people are there to see these legends when they're on a card. But our job, not my job, but the job of the younger guys on the wrestling shows, the younger wrestlers, is to make people come back to future shows. So the legend gets the people to come to the show, but your job is to make a great match so that people are like, man, that guy was really cool. I loved watching those girls perform. Man, I'm going to come back for more shows for sure, even if there is no legend the next show. So we all have a role on a wrestling show. Again, I tell people this also, there's no match that's more important than others, because if you only had a main event match, do you think anyone's going to pay a ticket just to see a main event match? Probably not. It's the whole show. You need to have the openers. You need to have a tag team match, cruiserweight match, heavyweights. You need to have a little bit of everything on a show to get to reach all the demographics. So I think that's important too. So we all have an important role in the show. And even if you're not the main event, if you're not the champ, without the openers, there is no show. You need to have a little bit of everything. So we're all this to say, we're all important. We all just want to make, if we could all make a little extra money on the side, whether it's merchandise or whatever we're doing, even now, again, it's OnlyFans or things like that. If you can make more money, doing that, then all the power to you. Again, that's what I say. That's my philosophy. And yeah, so yeah. I don't know where I'm going with that, but
it's all good. It's all good. That's pretty much what the essence of this podcast is going to be.
That's what we do sometimes. We talk about something, we talk, and we don't know where we're going. I mean, again, at my age too, a lot of times if I didn't take my medication, I'll walk to the grocery store, but as I keep walking, I don't know where I'm going. My wife has to call me and say, Eddie, come back home. And then, yeah, I'm like, so I'm sometimes I go off on a little tangent, but it's okay. That's why we got good friends to bring us all back home. Exactly. When we need to come back home.
So, yeah, and on your on like in your career, is there any like the most weird piece of merch that you ever saw? Is there anything that you saw that was like, this is?
Well, actually, so I was in Australia, and fun story. My first walk around the parks, I said I got up early. I was jet lagged, and I was like, I didn't know what to do, so I said, almost like walking around with a trail of breadcrumbs. I'm going to walk around, but I'm not going to walk around too far. I'm going to take pictures because so I know I turned this corner, I turned here, I went around this gas station because I was by myself and I just woke up early and I didn't know what to do. I'm walking around and I was actually looking for spiders. So I'm in Australia. Everyone says, watch out for spiders. Every time you put on your shoes, make sure to check your shoes. I didn't do that once. Totally forgot. I didn't get bit by anything. I didn't see a spider. So I was looking for spiders on my first night. I said, I'll be cautious. I'll look, and I'm in a park. And so I found, and it was pretty beat up and pretty dirty. It was a big, giant, thick dildo. Yeah. So a dildo that I didn't know what to do with it. And I saw some of the other guys after I was going back to the Airbnb, and I saw two of the other guys. I saw Neil Diamond Cutter and Dmitry Alexandrinov, and I think I said that right. So I said, guys, come with me. You got to see this. I'm yelling across the highway, and so they come down with me, and I say, check this out. And I found, like, I showed them the big penis, and they were like, only you could find a big penis in another country, which is very weird. So anyways, I picked up this penis. I found a plastic bag, and I picked it up like you would a pile of dog shit, the way you put the bag over your hand and pick it up. And I said, look, I'll clean it at the apartment. I'll clean it very well. And I ended up using it in 3 of my 6 matches during my 2-week stay in Australia. So you know what? It's funny because so now I'm like, if ever I'm in a new country, I'm gonna go look around for some used dildos and probably use them in my matches. So yeah, they had a nice video of me washing this the penis in the sink, and this thing was pretty heavy. It was a pretty big penis. I just want to say it was a pretty big penis. So and it was funny that it was in the park. It looked like someone threw it out their car window maybe, and it bounced around. It's made of rubber and stuff, bouncing around, and probably some cars also hit it. It got stuck on her tire, went flying. That it was like under this bush. That I know under the bush. A penis under the bush. Cool. Usually in the bush, but under the bush. Hey man, whatever means necessary to get there.
Yeah, that penis had a story, huh?
Every penis has a story, let me tell you, Eric. Some of them you don't want to hear those stories.
But that makes it a one of one special collector's item. So roaming in Australia. So
all this to say, I ended up So I was gonna sell it at a merch booth. I was like, my last day, I was like, well, I don't need any more. And before I could go to the merch booth, my opponent that I wrestled, who already I thought was a little.
Hey, we're all special.
A little special. And he asked if he could keep it. So I gave it to him. I lost $50 there. I don't know how much a used dirty dildo that SeXXXy Eddy used in 3 matches in Australia goes for these days. I'd have to see on eBay, or I'd have to ask AI just to see what that goes for. Anyway, so that's probably the weirdest thing that I would have sold, but a weirder person asked me for it. So yeah.
Well, you also made a calendar, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That I did. Thanks for jogging my memory. I usually don't remember what I did a couple days ago. Now you're saying something that I did a while ago. During the pandemic, I was like, I miss wrestling. I miss doing stuff. I miss entertaining people. And so I was like, man, what could I do? And I was like, drinking a Four Loko, looking at the can, and then looking at the other can, drinking on my other Four Loko. And I'm like, hey, there's a different color can. Wait a minute. Do I have a different colored underwear for every different can I have? And I went in my little, my wife calls it my panties drawer. I'm like, it's not a panty. It's not panties. I'm wearing wrestling gear, underwear, okay? It's not panties. My mom would call it panties too. I don't know why. Did you wash your panties before your show? Yes, Mom, I washed my panties. So anyways, I had a different colored panty, wrestling gear for each can of Four Loko. And I said, man, do I have 12 of them? I have 12 of them. I can make a calendar. I can sell something that'll be fun. And I made 20 of them for fun to see how it goes. Sold the 20 in no time. Made 20 more. Sold those also at shows. Then made another 20. And I said, okay, that's enough. I'm tired of seeing myself in underwear, so I don't want to make any more. But it was something that I did, taking pictures, these goofy pictures when there was no wrestling during the pandemic, where I was like, you know what? But I could still make something that'll make people laugh and have fun with it, and let's see where it goes. Again, any idea, I would say there's no stupid ideas. There's the only ideas that you end up not doing are the ones you regret. So it's good to try out something. Yeah. So the worst, you're going to waste some time. You're going to lose some money, but again, there's no way to know. It's better than thinking, man, I should have tried this. So again, it was a fun little project, making a calendar, 12 months of me in my underwear with a different can of alcohol. And so much that I even sent, I wrote to Four Loko. And that's the idea of the hot sauce, was like through that too. I wanted to make something with Four Loko, like even if I get some branded underwear or whatever. But I sent them two calendars, and they sent me a bunch of merch and a bunch of products and they had a post on it too, and they have it up in the office. So again, it's who knows? If you don't take a chance, you never know. So exactly. I took a chance. I took off my pants, and it paid off.
Everything's in everything. Because after that, you say that Four Loko called you for the hot sauce.
Well, I wanted to combine. There was a place of hot sauce and Four Loko. I wanted to have a little alcohol in it. But again, the hot sauce place was in the States, and Four Loko also doesn't have any drinks in Canada anymore. They made it illegal. Illegal. I don't even know the word illegal. So many things are illegal, right? But again, so it was something else which involved borders and problems with things that it was just a lot more red tape than I needed to go through. Then I just wanted to have something fun and a product. So that was the idea of having a hot sauce with some alcohol in it, like they have some barbecue sauces with Jack Daniels or something like that. I thought if you put in maybe a minimum of alcohol just for a little bit of taste, that it's not enough that it's selling over the board like an alcoholic product that I could sell maybe for everyone. But again, you're crossing the border, and there's different rules on both sides of food laws and things like that. So it just became too much trouble, and it was a project that one I kind of was in the back burner. And then,
but it goes to show that the idea of doing the calendar led to the hot sauce led to pandemic. So technically, if it wouldn't be for the calendar, the sauce that we do today wouldn't be made.
Yeah, that's another way to look at it. But
if you want to...
Yeah, everything we do, who knows if I would have, if Eric went to spoke to me, and I would have said like, oh, there's just another wrestling fan down there, and he's looking at me like, oh, that guy's so important. He's on his phone. He must be doing business transactions. No, I'm playing Angry Birds because it's an easy game. I don't have to use much brain cells and stuff, and you just throw the birds into the pig. So much fun. So much fun. Kids look at me and they're like, look at this old guy. Can't he play something cool and new, like these Call of Duties and this and that? I'm like, hey, too complicated here. Hey, whoa there, kid. I like the slingshot. I like launching the birds. It's more fun. No animals were harmed in the making of this video game. Yeah, where was I going with that? So yeah, all this to say the origin story, and it leads to one thing leads to another. Who sings that song?
No clue.
No, really? There's now I'm gonna have it in my head. No. The Fix? No, that's anyways. If you can know the name of that song, write it in the comments below. Exactly. So we can have one person watch this video other than my mom. It'd be wonderful.
Perfect. I think that's the perfect way to end the first podcast. I think that...
Andy, but we just started. What are you talking about? We're not even done with the peppers yet.
We've got 2 of them left.
You know what? I'm looking at it, and I was like, again, this is for the old school fans. I'll be like, there was an Adam Sandler cassette, and he had a song, Lunch Lady Land, because I look like the lunch lady now. Hoagies and grinders, Navy bean, meatloaf sandwiches, Sloppy Joe, Sloppy Joe. That's what it made me think of. All that to say, hey, one beer, look at that. Hey, thanks to our sponsor, not sponsor. We had to buy our own drinks. But again, maybe we'll end up getting free drinks as we go along. maybe if you like and subscribe this video, I hate when they say that. I'm like, that makes me not want to like them and unsubscribe. So I'm not going to say that. Looking at that other camera, this is the fourth wall, right?
Don't like, don't subscribe.
Yeah, if you can hate us, please, you know.
Should have a hate button.
A hate button. A you button. Oh, sorry, we didn't want to swear. The FU button. Well, there's a little curse. We're allowed one swear per show. One each. One each. Or if I use two by accident, I'll take his. He'll give it to me.
See, we always give.
Yeah. Sometimes he's a top, sometimes he's a bottom. Me too. Sometimes I'm a top and a bottom. Hey, sometimes we're playing on both sides of the fence. We don't know here. Hey, I don't know where this is going. Maybe we should have ended it 5 minutes ago, like you said. Yeah. All right.
All that and plenty more on every episode of the insert name of podcast.
Send your suggestions, though. You know what? We'll. You know what? The best suggestion will win, or we'll just scrap them all because they're all garbage, and we'll invent our own. But either way, write us. Who knows? The winner could be you. We'll win. You'll win. You'll win a guest spot on our show. How about that? We'll get you on our show. We'll see how that goes. If you got two hands, you can cut vegetables. You know, we're gonna welcome you, and we're all gonna do good for the community together.
With decent hygiene, though.
Yes, of course.
That's gonna be ours.
Yeah. Take a shower before you come and cut our vegetables with us. Yes, son of a. Yeah.
I'll give you mine.
Yeah, I didn't say it. Yeah, yellow. Yeah, coward. I'll give you 10 seconds to get your dirty, no good keister off your property. 1, 2, 10. And that's how we end the show, by shooting everybody down.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
You filthy animals. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And we're done.